Luke, was that the perfect way to get back to winning ways today in many ways?
Yeah, in many ways, because we kept a clean sheet, we scored 3 goals, we got all the points. So in those ways, yes. The first half, I thought we were the second best team on the pitch, which was disappointing because many of the problems we caused ourselves, even though the opposition made it very tough for us. And I'm always can understand if the team are trying so hard but the opposition are making it impossible and creating really big problems. But that was disappointing. And then the second half improved, I think, in terms of attitude towards the game. And then eventually when we make the breakthrough, I think probably then we look more comfortable. But certainly the first 45 was not a good display from us.
After the mental and physical exertion of Monday, but particularly over the last couple of weeks, this has been a long couple of weeks for this football club. Was it almost an inevitability that there was going to be maybe a slightly stickier start to games than what perhaps you're used to, or is that not an excuse that you accept?
Well, I asked the players at half time a very frank question: do you want me to make excuses for you, or do you want to grow up? Because it looked like a group of players that felt sorry for themselves in the first 45 minutes. And yeah, I told them, I know I can say because of this, that and the other. Or you can accept that those things happened and you have to win a game of football. It's up to you, because at the moment it looks like you want me to make this interview and make all the excuses. That's what they're hoping, that I can say that and everyone will say, oh, poor them. So they made quite clear what the answer was to that question in the second 45 minutes.
When you ask a question like that in the changing room, is it a rhetorical question? At that point, you're not looking for any of them to actually poke their head above the parapet and say anything, or is it just something that you...
I want them to answer me on the pitch. I want them to show me on the pitch, and I won't need them to tell me the words. They can do it with their actions, and then I'll make the interview that they want me to make.
And so in the first sort of 7 or 8 minutes in that second half, when perhaps it was still sticky, were you thinking, oh crikey, I might have to make that interview?
Yeah, so okay, that's what we want to do. I'll have to deal with that. And again, I've got to be clear that we're playing against the team third in the division that are outstanding. So I know I'm not asking them to make the game easy, but there's certain things I didn't like in body language, in attitude, I didn't like at all. And the one that represents us today as a group in the best possible way, Sam Austin, for sure. He represents us in the best possible way.
Was that his best performance, do you think, in a not shirt?
I think that was his performance. I think he has one performance, and then depending on the day, can score more or assist more or less. But that is his performance, because he is focused every day to make that performance. And sometimes he comes out the team because I feel like his energy might be a bit low, or I feel like there is another player that I really feel strongly about to play in a particular game. No problem. Sam will tell me, don't worry, I'm ready. Honestly, this is the last words that he will say to me when he leaves my office before we go to make the meeting upstairs and show the team and everything like that. So no problem, Gaffer, I'll be ready. And this is now, in this time of the season, we have to have this attitude everywhere.
I know you, from what you're saying, the standards are so high and you fully expect your players to be able to put what happened on Monday to one side, and they showed that they could do that in the second half. We've been speaking about it from maybe the negative side of things, but how much credit, I guess, in a way, do you and your group deserve against third in the league, now fourth albeit, but they were third at kick-off time almost, or just prior. How much credit do you deserve as a group for going about it in the way that you have done today?
Well, yeah, you sound like so critical, I know, because we're 3-0 and a massive game after another massive game. I know, and I genuinely, the question is a real one. At this point now, we can make excuses that we can feel sorry for ourselves because we have a lot of points and we had tough moments and we have to still keep going even though we got a lot of points. But I would prefer that we don't make excuses and that we are ready for whatever comes our way, because I know it's going to be big and it's going to require people to be in the right frame of mind.
Just finally, are you more determined now? Look, as a person in front of me, you look more determined now than prior to last weekend.
Yeah, I feel on the edge, because this is a really, really good group, and it's a group of players that this group of spectators, fans, fanatics, this is what they deserve, and I don't want them to in any way feel sorry for themselves until the final whistle goes of the season, whatever that is. And of course, I am aware that you can be immaculate in football, absolutely top, and still get nothing. I know that, and I need to be honest with them that if that's the case, then they are brilliant. And I've told them many times, and I've stood here and told you before this season when we didn't get the result that I felt like we deserved, that I'm really happy with the players, and I think they were great and this and that. And but when we win and we didn't play great, I'll tell you the same. And at the moment, I'm on the edge, because I know that every single thing is get heightened, and potentially they can slip into a pitfall of feeling sorry for themselves.